Hey, I'm Jacob, welcome to Churu. Here we are just after Christmas and I found some porcini mushrooms. Now, I've said it in another video, mushrooms don't care about seasons, they don't care about months. Months are a thing that humans have applied to time, it's not a tangible thing. Mushrooms don't care what humans think, they care about the weather, and we've had some shocking weather and mushrooms love shock conditions. So in this video I'm going to talk a little bit about the porcinis, then I'm going to cook something up with it. It's going to be quite nice, so stick around. But first, I've got to harvest these bad boys. Hey! So I saw on Facebook that porcini mushrooms were popping up because of this weird weather system. What I mentioned in my 5 foraging tips is join forums and networks, because even if you don't get really good identifiers, because people, falsely identify things all the time, they will post pictures of their finds. So a whole bunch of different people posted the porcinis are out there, so of course I just went out and hit up my local spots, and wouldn't you know it, I found some delicious, oh my god, porcini mushrooms. Oh my god, look at that monster. But unfortunately that is on private property, so there's another one down there as well, but I don't go on private property, so public, fine, private, not so fine. But whoever owns this block, mate, if only they knew. If only they knew, damn it. So, spontaneous video. I haven't prepped anything, so I'm just gonna find what I can around the house and make a porcini pizza. So this is a classic. It's not a classic. It's 100% just making up as I go along. But I've made similar pizzas like this before. This is gonna be a porcini mushroom and basil and tomato pizza. So this is going to be vegetarian, which if you know me, you know I am by no means a vegetarian by any stretch of the imagination. I did dabble in it for various time, but that's a video for another day. And you could easily make this vegan if you swapped out the cheese. I know a lot of people who are meat eaters poo-poo vegan food, and that's a whole thing. Shut the fuck up. No one cares, alright? Eat what you want to eat, shut the fuck up. We're not doing that. We're just going to use regular cheddar. I know mozzarella's preferred. Personally, mozzarella's fun because it's stretchy and whatnot, but personally I find it to be a bit bland. You can always put mozzarella down as a base and use something sharp on top. I'm not doing that because, like I said, I didn't go to the shops, so all I've got is whatever's in the fridge, which happens to be delicious local cheddar. So, swap the cheddar out for a vegan cheese. You got yourself a vegan pizza. This is vegetarian pizza. Let's fucking get started. The first thing you want to do is prep your dough, because we are going to let this rise. Simply get some plain flour and throw a cup or two in the thing, depending on how many pizzas you want to make. I'm just going to eyeball everything because I don't give a shit. Next, I'm going to add some spices in there. You don't have to do this, but I've got some dried sage from the garden, dried rosemary from the garden, and some cracked black pepper. And we're going to throw that in there as well. You're going to want something for the yeast to eat. This might be a little bit too much, so I'll probably just half that. That's just some raw sugar. Oh fuck, I was meant to melt that in with the water. Doesn't matter, it just means it'll take a little bit longer. And some yeast. Now I'm using German wheat style ale yeast. This is what you would use to make beer, because I fucking run out of bread yeast. However, I used this 2 nights ago and it totally worked, if I can get the packet open. So it absolutely will work. Mix that around while it's dry, just because so it doesn't clump and you get big chunks of herbs. You can add whatever you want in here. And a little bit of salt. I need some salt. Where's my salt at? Motherfucker. Herb infused chili salt. This is one of our own. So this is, again, sage and rosemary salt and dried chili. You can use regular salt, but I like to punch it up a bit. So I'm just gonna put a teaspoon of that in there just to give it a bit of, you know what I mean? Mix that shit around, then add some warm water. You definitely don't want it to be boiling. For one thing, it's going to burn your fingers, and 2, it's going to kill your yeast, and your yeast won't rise. So what you're looking for here is a nice sticky consistency. Now you got to knead it. So get your fingers in there and just smash that all around. I'm rushing through this because I want to wash my hands so I can have another glass of wine. Sticky. Now this is not a traditional pizza dough. This is my Churu special dough. A variation on my mum's damper recipe. I've done a whole video on that. So check that out, because honestly that damper is to die for. It's not a traditional damper. It is a Churu twist. But it totally works. But this also works. You can use this as a flatbread if you don't let it rise. There you go, look at that. Future Jacob here, editing the video. For whatever reason, my files got corrupted, so I've lost a few chunks out of here, so I might be popping back in and out as I go along. I'm sort of editing sequentially, so I don't know how much more of this shit is fucked up. This fucking camera, it's awesome, but for some reason, if I film over like 5 or 10 minutes, often the files will get corrupted and it's unusable. So the part where I'm finishing up the dough is completely fucking gone and I'm not doing it again. So basically what I did was knead the absolute shit out of that, coat it with olive oil, it was good, get a warm, wet rag, which you'll see in upcoming footage, and then pop that on top and tuck that away. So there might be more corrupt videos, so you might be seeing more of future Jacob, you might not. You'll have to excuse this. I'm technologically, I don't want to use any politically incorrect terms, so let's say technologically cursed. What are you doing? Well, oregano's looking a bit low, but we'll take some anyway. Damn kids. A little bit of spinach, yum 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 yum. Marjoram? Yes. Let's grab a whole bunch of that. Yeah, a little bit of tarragon, couldn't hurt anyone. Boop, 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 boop. Time. Don't mind if I do. Go and get the basil. Go and get the basil. Get his Anth. Oh, not on the garden, you wanker. I don't know what the fuck this is. Some sort of purple basil. My wife planted that, so I don't know. Oh yeah, we got heaps of this stuff. It's good. Ooh. Ooh, yes. Already some fruit. Oh. Companion planting, but something's been hoeing into that. But at least the fruit's looking good. Not quite ready for pizza, but what do we have here? Get him, Xanth! Go on, quick! Oh man, I wish these were Puccinis growing in my backyard. Unfortunately, these are quite toxic. Not deadly, but not great. I don't really like kale, but it grows really well. We usually just turn it into a powder. But I'll put a little bit on there. It is pretty at the very least. Alright. Nothing else is quite ready to eat just yet. Except the nasturtiums. Yay, son of a bitch! First things first! Let's chop these bastards up. Woohoo! Just dice those spice. Dice the spice. Yeah. I don't have to be too particular. I don't know how to do... Get out of here! I don't know how to do any of that fancy chopping shit, so I just go old school like a kid. Set that aside. And now, porcini time. Now, I've promised some of these to some friends, and I really want to dry some out and make some salts and rubs out of it, because porcini salt or dried porcini powder is just so good on everything. It's like, this is my favorite mushroom, so I do have to be a little bit precious, because these are completely out of season. This is quite the rarity, quite the treat, if you will. First things first, get that bad boy out of there. That's still perfectly good to eat, the stipe. Oh yeah. I had such a slow porcini season this time around. I didn't actually do too much porcini foraging. My spots were kind of dead. It was really boggy, wet winter, so they were, by the time I got around to going out there, they were all mushy and yucky. So this is such a treat, because I was a bit sad that I didn't put more effort in this last year. But the gods have blessed us. These all came from one tree. Like, they're on the side of the road half the time. It looks like shit. The camera. I did not know how to use this fucking camera, but anyway, it's gonna be tasty. Right, let's check this dough. It's risen a bit, but not heaps, but like I said, you'd really want to leave that overnight. Honestly, trust me, that's a lot. Honestly, trust me. Oh boy, that's gonna be sticky. You want more surface area than this, but this table's fucked and my kitchen's a mess. So, oh, look how sticky that is. Yeah, that is. Shit. That is soaked up. That's seen some shit, man. So you're going to want to roll this out a little bit. Too much. Too much. There we go. Yeah. Now, obviously, I'm not a pizza chef. I'm not a chef at all. I'm sure a lot of pizza wankers are getting angry at me. It's not traditional. I don't do things traditionally, but trust me, this is a nice, very, very glutinous and delicious herb-infused dough, and it works well. It absolutely works. It's super simple. Super simple. Alright, a little bit of oil on the pan, not much. You don't have to make your own dough, just fucking go and buy a bit of bread. Put some bloody paccinis on them, because that totally... Paccinis are like the best. So much fucking flour. Fuck this flour. There's so much fucking flour. It's everywhere, man. So before we start decking the pizza out, preheat your oven. 200 degrees Celsius. I'll put some little numbers up here. I like to blast that for about 10 minutes, maybe 15. Just check, because I don't do this very often with pizzas, so I always just check. Then for the last 5 or 10 minutes, I like to crank that up to about 220 Celsius. Right, now we've got the dough sorted. Tomato paste. Just fucking get it in there. Don't be a pussy about it. I would often, when I'm doing my homemade pizzeria, whatevers you want to call this, I'd add a lot more of my own sauces to this as well, like a Tickle Belly and blah blah, available online. Because I'm really excited to have these paccinis, I do just want to experience that. I'll probably put a little bit of chili sauce on at the end. Maybe a Mad Jake's if it's not too crazy, depending on how I feel. Or a Hair of the Dingo. This video is sponsored by me! As if I have sponsors, like 300 people watch this, if that. But you can get a bottle of that online. You're my sponsor. Sponsor me by buying a bottle of my hot sauce. It's good sauce and competitively priced. The next step is cheese. A lot of people, especially in Australia, put cheese on top. That's fine to put a bit on, but you want a little bit of cheese on the bottom. It helps everything stick together. Typically, you would use mozzarella, because that's the one that holds everything together, right? I didn't have any in the fridge. I would like a little bit of that, but I also, I don't know if I mentioned it earlier or not, I don't love mozzarella as a flavorful cheese, and we don't make pizza that often, so I don't have often just a block of mozzarella. I do often have, though, cheddar, which is also used on pizza a bit. So I'm going to use cheddar cheese. This is a local. Fucking love cheddar cheese. I think it's one of my favorite all-round cheeses. I know it's so simple and so basic, but it's just great because it has a low melting point, so it's going to melt and stick, so it's good for burgers and barbecues and all that kind of stuff that I typically like to eat. I love cheddar so much, my mates call me Jake, they call me Big Dick, Big Jake, Ched Head, Big Jake. They should, because I've been telling them about my love for cheddar for years. So that's why we're using cheddar. Big Ched Head out. But I'm also going to throw a little bit of Romano, extra strong, on top, just to have a bit of punch. Next, toppings above. Right, tomatoes. Now these are not from my garden. It's out of season and it's been very cold and rainy. So, okay, I might throw some of these herbs on so they don't burn, because they can get bogged down by the other stuff. That's a lot, actually. That might have been too much, but whatever. Okay, so it's going to be quite herby. Now the paccinis. Oh, baby. I might just fucking go nuts with these. Yeah, just get them on there. Oof, that's a lot as well. Because you don't want to overdo toppings. A lot of people do that, which I fucking... Like me, I've just done it. But, you know, whatever. That's it. That's my pizza, man. Oh, look at that. I'm not a pizza maker. I'm not a chef. I'm not formally trained. It's all self-taught or taught from my family, friends growing up, the internet, and just trial and error. But one pro tip I can give you for making pizzas, homemade pizzas, is everyone piles everything into the middle. And then they cut their pizza, into triangles. And if you've got all that weight in the middle, you've got the smallest part of your slice with all the food on it, the toppings slide off. It's just... You always see it when a kid makes a pizza, they pile everything up in the middle. It's like, dude, you gotta think about the shape.
You haven't thought of this
shape.
You bitch!
If you're cutting squares, maybe that works. So I tend to push things back towards, well, the edges, and then like that. Ah, fuck! Fuck, that hurt. God damn it. Fucking preheated motherfucker. Right, let's give this bad boy a go. Oh, look at that. Holy smokes. Oh, yeah. Whoop. A bit wonky. Usually you'd want a board a little bit bigger than the pizza, but, you know. Oh, what are you going to do? It smells fucking fantastic. Oh, there you go, guys. Proper porcini pizza. Beautiful. I can't wait to try this. This is the stuff. This is what life is all about. Oh no, I dropped a bit. It's so good. I know, I say this every time. Every YouTuber who eats their own food or whatever, not that I'm a YouTuber, but whatever, bangs on about how fucking great it is. I just really love porcini, man. It's so good. It's unbelievable. Now, the internet says I should pair a mushroom pizza with a Pinot Noir. So, let's give that a fucking bloody red hot go, eh? Very nice. Yeah. A hearty meal with a full-bodied Pinot from foraged mushrooms. Oh no, fuck! It's too good! It's too good! Oh, honest to God. Porcini mushrooms. You've got to get them in your guts. Oh yeah. This is actually alcoholic hot sauce. Jump on our website, give it a go. Or, if you don't feel like throwing money at something that you don't really know, because we are a pretty small new company, come find us at one of our festivals. You can jump on our website, check out our calendar in the SA area in South Australia, and come say g'day for free tastings. Otherwise, just grab a bottle. You'll thank me later. If you like this video, be sure to share it with your buddies. Leave a comment, let's get a friendly discussion going. Hit all the likes, YouTube stuff, subscribes, whatever. And more importantly, get out there and get yourself some porcinis. Oh, I'll save the rest for my wife, but maybe I'll make another one. I'll see you later. Oh my God. It's so good.